Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you're well from wherever you're watching this channel. Now, I want us to go to this story of Ezra Chiloba and how Ezra Chiloba has been surviving onslaughts on him. Someone would say Ezra Chiloba is a man of many faces.
And role of the Communication Authority, Ezra Chiloba has expressed confidence in his integrity days after the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission cleared him of alleged misappropriation of staff mortgage funds at CA for lack of sufficient evidence.
So before we get further into Ezra Chiloba's survival tactic, I'd like to kindly request you to please like this video. So important so that YouTube can share this video to other people who are not part of us. Also subscribe to this channel to make this channel grow. And those who supported us before, thanks so much for your support. It seems Ezra Chiloba has been vindicated from all the recent claims when he was CA boss on claims of wrongdoing in the handling of the mortgage scheme meant for staff at the Communications Authority. Even though the case is now closed, EACC has given the Communications Authority a bit of homework. They have suggested that the authority takes another look at its HR policies and procedures. This means, in very few words, that the case can be revisited in future. So, personally, I view this as a smart way of vindicating Chiloba. You know, the EACC is not saying that you can close the case, kabisa. The EACC simply is telling the CA authority to look at everything, revisit everything, so that maybe if you in future decide to, bring back the case, then you shall have done your own homework vizuri. Let me jog your memory a bit. Ruto nominated Ezra Chiloba as the new Consul General of the Kenyan mission in Los Angeles, USA. That's something that I think you already know, and so many people know that William Ruto made that appointment of Ezra Chiloba. So I want us to delve into the issue on Chiloba's survival tactic. Because why was he appointed if at all he was accused? First, let me take you to an interesting story. The moment Ruto nominated Chiloba to the Consul General role of the Kenyan mission in USA, Los Angeles, a Kenyan citizen with an X account known as Mapangala jokingly said something. And I think many people reacted to this, and some of them said that maybe this is the reason why he got that appointment to Consuls General in Los Angeles, USA. This particular person warned the former IEBC Commissioner, Dr. Roslyn Kwamboka Akombe, to be careful now that Chiloba will be his neighbor. This is how the tweet read. Chiloba has been sent to look for Akombe. She should now be watchful and careful. Chiloba is hunting her down. She better move to Switzerland. Okay? But you see, Akombe responded to that tweet back then and said he only fears God. I mean, that was the brief or the very simple response that Akombe gave to that ex-handler. So that's just another story I wanted to share with you. Now, how does Chiloba survive? I mean, I've been asking myself, how does he keep on surviving? But if you go to the history, let's say, for example, as the IEBC CEO, Chiloba faced a lot of accusation back then that led to him being fired or led to him, resigning from position of the IEBC CEO. Back then, Chebukati made some very, very damning allegations, or rather accusations, on Chiloba. And he said that Chiloba was responsible for the commission's mess. Back then, if you remember the history, there was problem in communication. There were like two centers of communication. It's like IEBC CEO was competing with the chairman of the IEBC. So that is something that played out in the public. And it forced Chebukati to say that the results of the audit, gave a report about the audit. The audit that, according to Chebukati back then, was that Chiloba was not in agreement with the audit. In fact, Chiloba didn't want that audit to be done. But then Chebukati, because of the powers he had, made sure that this audit was done. And then he said, the results of the audit came out and they mirrored our internal audit, and this linked the CEO to the irregularities. Back then, I think it was the time of Otimofo. Otimofo was the one who was supplying the IEBC with the system. The system that was accused was found to be full of, was erroneous. That is what was said. That the thing that forced the IEBC to now go source for a new system, and that's how SMARTMATEC came to be. So the audit queries of 2017 elections did not exonerate Chiloba from the mess of 2017 that led to nullification of 2017 general presidential election. This was an embarrassment to IEBC, and that is why Chebukati pushed for that audit. And it looks as if Chebukati never knew what was going on behind the scene, that the IEBC CEO probably is the one who was handling everything. So he never knew what was happening. He was only getting numbers and pronouncing numbers. It's akin to what happened in 2022. People believe that Marijano is the one who was doing all the numbering, numbers and everything. So Chebukati was only getting numbers, and announcing those numbers without any much consideration. So going by what happened in 2017 and 2022, one can tell that IEBC CEO is someone who is very powerful when it comes to even the presidential election. Still on this issue of the audit query, back then, because we are trying to analyze how is it that Chiloba survives this onslaught. Because if you go by the 2017 audit query, peke yake, it's making Chiloba be the guilty one here. I think the whole mess was put on him. That is then. Then if you look at, again, Chiloba very well, you realize that he could have gone silent for some time, because this pressure, the accusations on him forced him to go silent. And then all of a sudden, he got an appointment to be the CA Director General, Communication Authority. And Ruto was in government but playing the role of opposition. And they literally accused Chiloba of so many things. And nobody would have expected that after those accusations, when he was the CA Director General, that Ruto would give him an appointment. So this is why so many people say that there is something that Chiloba knows or did that forever William Ruto will be indebted to him. Maybe that's the case. Maybe, I don't know if William Ruto believes in him or thinks that he is someone who is so resourceful in another way. There is something, we don't know. That's why that ex-handler, after he made that, after he wrote that tweet, the reactions that followed, so many people telling Akombe, you hammer. Now that Chiloba is yuko hapo, we hammer. So the question that so many Kenyans have is, how Chiloba maneuvers to find his way back. That is something that is so critical. How does he survive? How does he maneuver? How does he find himself again going through, like the vetting that was conducted, I think 2 days ago. Chiloba was literally vindicated. Like the vetting that was conducted on Chiloba, he survived the onslaught, all those accusations, he survived them. Even the chair of the committee found himself still doubting Chiloba, but going by the facts. In fact, EACC had said hakuna kesi na kwa Chiloba. So the chair of the vetting committee didn't have anything left to pin Chiloba on. He only had to, okay it. So Chiloba survived, And the report that came from EACC is the one that, vindicated him from all those accusations. Now he is as clean as what Swahili call pamba. Ni msafi kama pamba. That is how Chiloba is at the moment. So all these accusations, there are 600 million, I don't know what, all these accusations ni kama Chiloba zimefutiliwa mbali. Now Chiloba can even contest for presidency, by the way. Now that hana makosa yote, he can contest for presidency, can be a governor, can contest for the member of parliament, can contest for anything, because yeye ni mweupe kama pamba. But if you look at the report of the EACC, it's like that report is saying that lakini this case can be visited or revisited baadaye, because it's giving the communication authority an opportunity to revisit the HR policies and procedures and look at where the mess is, because according to them, according to the EACC, it says that report or the evidence provided were not sufficient to pin Chiloba. So Chiloba is not off the hook sana hivyo, but is at the moment off the hook, and the appointment as the Consul General has to sail through. You know, the posting has to continue because he has been vindicated. So, ladies and gentlemen, what do you make of this revelation about Chiloba survival tactics? Chiloba surviving these onslaughts despite the fact that people have been accusing him. What do you make of this? So perhaps if you're watching this video and you have not subscribed, please take one moment and subscribe to this channel, like this video. Till you catch up again, stay safe and stay blessed.